Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Em and we are starting this video in the car because, if you don't know, I'm the social media manager for an indie bookstore, and that is mostly an at-home gig, but I do go into the bookstore in the morning before it opens once a week to take pictures and get video for content that I need for the week, and also to peruse like the arcs that have come in and to see like what's coming out, kind of getting like a preview. And if there's something I like, I take it home and I try to read it and then bring it back so others can read it. But I think, as we know, as people on the internet, sometimes those arcs come home and they just sit on the shelf and are unread, and it's a problem. And I went in today and there were 3 arcs that are coming out. Two are in April, 1 is in May. I am so excited about all 3 of them. 1 I knew about, 2 I did not. And so I thought maybe I would try something a little different and start a vlog reading these 3 books so that I get through them in a more expeditious manner, and then I can bring them back so other people can read them. The books that I saw that I just could not resist, I was so excited, there is a graphic novel adaptation of Alanna coming out. This is book 1, Song of the Lioness. I am so excited. I didn't know this was coming. I had no idea. If you're new here, the Alanna series is one of my most favorite series of all time. It is a beloved childhood favorite, like definitely my favorite childhood book. I'm so excited about this. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So we'll be reading this. Another children's book is The War of the Maps. This looks like it's book 1 in a new series by Jonathan Auxier, who is a middle grade author that I really, really love, and his books are always super fun. And then the last book, which is a totally different vibe, is Sky Daddy by Kate Vogt, which is about a woman who is attracted to airplanes. So yeah, that's it. Somebody parked next to me, so we're gonna go home and read these books now. Will you be surprised if I say it's 5 stars? You don't understand. This is the most perfect graphic novel adaptation I've ever read. And I say that as unbiased as humanly possible, even though I am not unbiased about the series. But no, for real, I can't wait to see the finished product. This comes out in May. I'm not sure exactly when. The arc doesn't say when in May, but it comes out in May. And so I don't know. A little inside scoop. Arcs of graphic novels generally are not done in color. They are in black and white, or maybe the first few pages will be in color and then it will switch to black and white just to save on paper, ink, resources. I would imagine it's very expensive to print graphic novels, and so the arcs are just pretty bare bones. And this one, the art is black and white for a good chunk, but still pretty good quality. And then maybe about a third of the way in, which actually isn't too bad, it switches to a much more basic art style. But even with it in black and white, this is perfect. This is perfect. I love how the characters are drawn and the diverseness of the characters inhabiting the story. I loved how much the author who adapted it, because Tamora Pierce did not adapt this. Vita Ayala, who is a trans non-binary author, adapted it, and they did a stunning job, because so many of my favorite lines are still in here. Like the language of the Alanna books and how everybody talks, it is still in here. And it's just so masterfully done. I can only imagine how daunting it is to have to rewrite or to adapt a series as beloved as the Alanna series is. But I think this author knocked it out of the park. I loved Sam Beck's illustrations. I think it was so nice to see a visual representation of characters that I've loved for so long, or of scenes that I've had to picture in my head, and maybe did like an adequate job of picturing, but it's better. It's better in this. And I'm so excited for this to come out. I will definitely be ordering a physical copy to have on my shelves to treasure forever and ever and ever. And I just, what a perfect book. Just a perfect book. No complaints. Like 10 out of 10. 15 out of 10. A million out of 10. I love it. I love it. So yeah, if you're also an Alanna fan, I highly recommend. And my twins both read this before I did. They got their grubby little hands on it before I could pick it up. We have listened to the audiobook for the first Alanna for Song of the Lioness, and they don't really remember it, like vague flickerings, and they both really liked it without having like the same history or emotional attachment that I have to the series. Ma'am. Puzzle. Hey, what you doing? Anyways, moving on. I have started Sky Daddy, and I don't know. It feels absurd, and I love an absurd book, but I am not sure what type of absurd this is. I am having a real hard time taking this book seriously. And I can take an absurd book seriously, but I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to be buying in to this main character and to this premise. Linda is our main character, and she is obsessed with planes and views them as not humanoid, but like sentient. Like, she gives them pronouns and she talks about them as if they, have any sort of a sentience. I can't think of another word. Like, they have desires and thoughts and like want to be with her, and she believes in her heart of hearts that her soulmate is a 747 and they are meant to get married. And she has built her life around watching planes take off and land at the airport, or riding planes, and she views riding an airplane as like an orgasmic experience. And I don't know if it's this book and its vibe, or if I just don't read enough weird girl litfic / hardly ever read weird girl litfic that I'm missing something. I'm just not sure how much I'm supposed to buy into this. I'm gonna keep going. I'm only 2 chapters in, 26 pages. It is super early days. I am trying to reserve judgment, but I just wanted you to know that I have started it and I am reading it, and I just don't know. Okay, that is all. I am just over 200 pages into Sky Daddy, which means I think I'm just over 50%. Oh, yeah, over 50%. And it's still weird. Like, to the point where I wonder if Linda is supposed to be a stand-in for neurodivergent, because it feels that way. Just the way she struggles to relate to other humans, but relates to planes so easily and personifies planes in a way that maybe a neurotypical person would be with other humans, but it never is explicitly like, yes, Linda is neurodivergent. So I don't even know if that's something Kate Folk intended, or if it's just like the nature of this book. And it's a little bit like a car wreck, where I'm not sure I like it, but I am invested in what is going to happen in this book. I don't think I gave a proper description of the plot when I first updated, because I wasn't far enough into it, but Linda is obsessed with planes, which I think I communicated, but firmly believes that she is meant to be a plane's soulmate and is going on flights with the intent of someday a plane choosing her as its bride. and crashing. And that is how she'll know that they're meant to be together forever, is if she's in a plane crash. So it's a lot. And she works for this company that does content moderation. And so she spends all day looking at comments on the internet and deciding which ones are okay and can stay, and flagging the ones that are harmful or abusive. And yeah, it's still so weird the way Linda talks about planes. I just cannot wrap my mind around it, even though I know it's meant to be funny. It's meant to be like maybe a little bit satirical, but I just get so caught up in it. But again, like, I am fascinated, riveted even, to what is happening in this book. So I'm continuing to read it, even though I'm not quite sure I even like it, which is kind of what happened last month when I read Victorian Psycho, where I was absolutely locked into what was happening, but I was never quite sure, and still maybe I'm not quite sure, whether or not I liked that book. And I would say it's the same with Sky Daddy. I'm not sure that I like it, but I am definitely invested in what is happening with Linda. So we'll see how this goes in this less than half. And yeah, I'm just so, like, if you've read this, I'm so curious about what you thought. Or like, if you haven't read this, are you interested in reading this? I have so many thoughts and questions. I know Kate Folk has a book of short stories called Out There that are like queer short stories. And I wish I was a short story person, because I definitely would want to pick that up to see if it's similar to this, or if this is just a total departure from what she's done in the past. Okay, wait. Is this an allegory for queerness? Should I have realized that from the start? I feel real dumb right now, but this might be an allegory for queerness. So, yeah, okay, I'm gonna think on that. I should have realized that sooner. All right, I'm still in the car, but it's been hours later. It's like 4:30. I have 11% of this book left, and I have no idea how it's gonna end. Like, I could not predict the ending for you. I think there's 2 possible endings, and one I'm definitely leaning towards, even though it would be dark, a dark ending. But I have no idea how she's going to end this book. How did a book with such a goofy premise end up being so poignant and, dare I say, relatable? I don't know. I think the earnestness of this book got to me. Like, Linda's earnestness got to me. I loved the relationships in this book. So, like, while all the plain stuff is going on, Linda is really lonely at the beginning of the book, especially. She lives in this windowless in-law suite that she rents from this family that, like, wants the money from the rental but doesn't want to actually acknowledge that somebody lives there. And she doesn't have any friends, and she's fairly estranged from her mom and her brother. And she's just so heartbreakingly lonely and doesn't know how to relate to people. And through the book, she begins a friendship with this woman named Katrina, who works at the same place Lindy does, doing content moderation. And really, Lindy and Karina's friendship was the heart and soul of this book for me. I was so invested in their friendship. And even while Linda's mania about planes is building, she's also inadvertently growing a community around herself, which was really lovely and also kind of frustrating sometimes. Just the amount of times she tried to self-sabotage, and the people that she had brought around her don't let her, or refuse to be put off despite her best attempts. It was so nice. I think it's a 4-star book. I was so ready to DNF this. Like, when I picked this for this video, I put it in the middle of, like, the trio, because I was like, well, if I DNF it, It's in the middle, so it's not getting the vlog off to a bad start, and it's not ending on a dud. But like, no, it's a 4-star. I really liked it, and was like completely riveted with what was happening. Not initially, like admittedly, it took me a little bit to get into it, but yeah, once I did, I was riveted. I had to know what was going to happen to Linda. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know who I would recommend this to. I don't even know what the comps would be for this book. But if you like weird girl lit fic, I guess that's what this is. But it was really lovely. I loved Kate Folk's writing, and her voice for Linda was so good. And wow. Yeah. So I'm going to sit with my feelings for this for a little bit. And I no longer have Fridays off. I added a class. Tomorrow is Friday, by the way. So I no longer have Fridays off. I added a late morning class. I'm also going to go visit my bestie and see her new baby. But I imagine in the midst of all of that, I will start the final book. And yeah, I'm still shocked. I liked this. Should I write a staff rec for this for the bookstore? I feel like I should, because I don't know who else is going to do it. All right, friends, it is a gloomy Sunday. We are taking a real slow start to the day, which is delightful. And I need to talk to you about The War of the Maps, which I am 28 pages in, and I actually think I'm going to DNF it. Not the book I thought I would DNF in this vlog, if I'm being honest. So I thought this was the beginning of a new series, but I was wrong, and this is actually the third book in a series. If you've read Peter Nimble and His Fantastic Eyes and Sophie, what is her name? Wagire? I definitely said that wrong. There's another book called Sophie something. And apparently this is the same world. And so Sophie and Peter are in here. Sophie Choir and the Last Story Guard. That's what it's called. So Peter Nimble's book 1, Sophie's book is book 2, and then this is book 3. And I probably could go and be okay in this. This is reminding me a lot of the Kingdoms and Empires series by Jacqueline Moriarty, which is a middle grade fantasy series. Book 1 is Bronte The Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Meddleston. And those books you can technically read as standalones, but if you read them in order, you're going to get more out of it because you're going to understand the context more, even though each book does focus on like a different main character. And I think this is a similar setup. I also think this has a similar whimsy that the Kingdoms and Empires series have, but I DNF'd Peter Nimble like years and years ago. And I just couldn't get into the writing style for whatever reason. And have since read Sweep by Jonathan Auxier, and I loved it. Loved it, which is why I wanted to pick this one up, because I thought, well, maybe since I liked Sweep, like I can go back to this author and really dig this book. But I started it the day I finished Sky Daddy, so what was that, Thursday, and that's not Sunday. And I read the 28 pages on Thursday, and I've had no desire to pick it up since then. Like every other book I have is shinier. And this is a 500-page middle grade book. Like, which I feel like is another conversation of like, why are we writing 500-page middle grade books? Like, why? Do 8 to 12-year-olds want 500-page books? Because I don't know that they do. Because my 3 readers are all pretty voracious and read a lot and consume a lot of different types of books, but they, even being confident, strong readers, are definitely like put off by chunkier books. So just wondering, like, why are we writing 500-page books for the youths? Do they need this? I don't even know that I need a 500-page book, but anyways, that's, well, as always, a different conversation. So I think I'm going to DNF this because I had no desire to pick it up, and also because if you've been here watching the videos, this is going to be a familiar drum that I'm about to beat. Promise this is going to be the last time I'm going to bring it up. But in February and for most of March, I was a slower reader, which was totally fine. I'm happy to be a slower reader if that is my new natural rhythm. But then the last week of March, I read like 5 books. in a week because I wanted to pick them up. Like I was compulsively choosing to read rather than doing any of the other things that there are to pull my attention. And so the fact that I was willing to go so many days without picking up this book tells me that I don't need to read this because I'm trying to not put myself in that situation again. Like if it occurs organically, that's fine. But if it's a result of me picking up books and making myself read books that I'm not super into, then that I can change. That I have control over. So I'm going to DNF this, which makes me sad, but that's okay. I am sure there's somebody else at the bookstore, another bookseller, who will read this and love this and want to hand sell this to readers. But I still think this vlog was a success because, I mean, I read a book I didn't know that was coming out, but that I am so hyped for, and I gave 5 stars, and I cannot wait to see what this looks like in color as a finished book. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. And then A Sky Daddy was a surprising success. Who could have guessed that I would have enjoyed this as much as I did and became so fixated on it? I mean, this is an example of a book where I was compulsively picking it up because I just had to know what was going to happen next. Where was the story going to go? Even though it's not like it's an adventure story, it's not like a fantasy. I was just so captivated by Linda that I had to know what she was doing with her life. And then one DNF. That's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching and spending your precious time with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on any of these books, if you're hyped for them, if you knew about these coming out. I feel like Sky Daddy is probably the one that everybody is going to know was coming out. And if you want to leave an emoji to let me know you made it to the end of this video, let's leave an airplane emoji. And like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye!